Welcome to my garden, to the GinGee GoodEarth show, Christmas special, December 18th, 2020. I am your director, Ginger Lily, and we're going to get this show started. Action! And I have a Christmas featured display, and I wanted to do a scan of my Christmas display setup. So we have old-fashioned 1950 Christmas decorations. Whoops! I got a motorcycle ornament that I thought was really cute. A Santa Claus on a motorcycle. And just different various things. And again, this is all about joy, peace, and love for the American people and international peoples all over the world. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and Happy Celestial Seasons. International peace for all mankind. And I have some special programs today because this is the day that I'm going to read the book on Outlawing the Almighty. Okay, so I read this before. It's a really great book. It was in the library of my uncle, a doctor of law, John Square, who served in the cavalry in World War I. And I wanted to talk about, and I was a very avid stamp collector, and this is a stamp by the American Lung Association, and it's just a Christmas holiday stamp to put on the Christmas card mailings. And we had many friends and family members that died from emphysema, cancer of the lungs, mainly due from cigarette smoke. And here is the American Lung Association. You know, it was something I never looked up the site because we have decreased the number of people who had black lung, the coal miners and the cigarette smokers. But the American Lung Association, the Christmas Seal people, and Christmas Seal gift tags and seals, they help fight chronic respiratory diseases which affect 1 out of every 5 Americans. It's a matter of life and breath. So this is from the 60s, so again, this is going to be more updated. And that's something you could look up and then put in my comments how that is updated. Then I have some Christmas cards of downtown Pittsburgh. And there's the famous Kaufman store of Pittsburgh. And when I was a kid, my grandmother would take all 6 of her grandchildren on the bus, and we'd venture out to downtown Pittsburgh for a big day of holiday shopping and just looking and seeing. Looking and seeing. Here's Mellon Park by the William Penn Hotel and its Christmas festivities. And again, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Woohoo! I also have a little bit of a letter that I got returned by the Vice Chairman, Republican Committee of Allegheny County. So I want to read that because it got returned. I want to remind you this program is all about joy, peace, and love. Joy, peace, and love. And there we have the squirrel with a hat on near the poinsettia. And we have Sylvester, the cat, on a pair of snow skis. He's a Christmas stuffed animal. And I wanted to give a Lord's Prayer and do a smudging. So I'm going to put the camera down and I'm going to open up that envelope from 2014. Okay? And again, hopefully there's the whiskey bottle. I don't know if you can see that. That was taken at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So, you know, again, I'm a New Yorker and a Pittsburgher. So, I want to make sure that we're going to see, I guess we'll see the gin. So we have to go like this. And I might take out that candle. It gives a little festivity to the picture. I'll move it over. And then I'm going to just read this new book, Outlawing the Almighty. So it's a really great book. Basically, it tells you that every community should have its responsibility of its own water authority, school districts, health care, and they should handle that on their own. You don't need someone out of your state to come in and manage the basic priorities of civic organizations that help the community function and run smoothly. Some of these pictures are from downtown New York City. So I am going to remove that candle. I think it's taken away the view. And we'll put something else there. I want to do a smudging. I hope that the main goal is to be able to look right here. In this corner you're going to see the gin, which is a raccoon face with very deep set black eyes, and he's standing upright, and then you'll see a part of the spacecraft. And again, I sent those pictures to Secure Team 10 and Third Phase of Moon, and most recently resent that to them in October. And also to Stephen Greer. So, but again, here are my look and see glasses, and we'll be looking and seeing throughout my program. I'll make this program worth your while today. And you saw the pictures from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They're very pretty. And we will go ahead and I'll read a little bit and then I'll do a smudging. No human being should relish the condemnation of another. We certainly do not, but to maintain civil society, the ultimate penalty for the most egregious of crimes is just. There can be no tolerance for numbskulls, whose pranks spread panic, tap precious public resources, and threaten the nation's sense of security. A woman's unfailing reaction in a crisis is to scream. She has that ounce more of nerve control than a woman has. Oh, I guess it's saying a man. He has that ounce more of nerve control than a woman has. That last ounce is what counts. So that's different. Okay, so I read that, and I'm going to open up this letter, which was, this will be fun, because it's dated February 20th. See the post seal? February 20th, 2014, and I wrote a letter if I can recall that long ago, it's already 6 years ago, and it's sealed. And I'm going to open it and find out what I wrote. So I'm opening it, and it was postmarked, and let's see, it has a little bee on it, because I teach beekeeping. Whoops! It has my card. Schmitt, PA first, at mail. Whoops. Liberty is one potential for success in life. And I was in the 2014 Republican campaign. And Thursday, February 20th, 2014, Dear David, this is a note of thank you for assisting me with helpful directions with the campaign questions. I followed up with a phone call and email for the Republican voters list for my District 33rd. It was a pleasure to meet you at the Commissioner's Breakfast at the Lamplighter Restaurant in Delmont. Thank you in regards to this matter, and have a nice day. Sincere regards, Gretchen Schmitt, Registered Dietitian. There is something else here. Oh, I see. Yeah, look at. So I made that picture, Liberty is one's potential for success in life. And I made these party favors and gave them to all the members at the breakfast luncheon. So that was something I did in 2014, 2013. And so it's a nice memory. And now he never got the letter. It was returned. So it's kind of fun. Nice memory. So now I will read the first few pages in the beginning of Outlawing the Almighty, or Prohibition Carried to the High Court of Nature and Nature's God, by J. Vince Russell, 1923, and it only cost $1 a book. So let's look at this chart. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the chart. I'll read it. The strontium of law-abiding citizens is on the very outside circle. B, the strontium of people with lawless tendencies. Then we're going inward, circle. C, strontium of lawlessness. D, strontium of criminals. How prohibition breeds lawlessness. The diagram should make clear prohibition's connection with the much discussed question of lawlessness in America today. Let the entire diagram represent all the people in America of whatever nationality or degree of loyalty to our country. The large outer circle, A, represents those who merit the approval of organized society as being thoroughly law-abiding and living examples of a citizenry which shows the majesty and safety of the law. The next circle, or strontium, B, represents those who are not bad, but have tendencies to break the law for their own convenience, profit, or pleasure, yet are largely held in check from wrongdoing by the influence of those in the circle A. The strontium C represents the lawless by nature and those who would soon be in strontium D as criminals except for the influence of those in A and B. The smaller inner strontium are such as are so bad they do not yield to influences from the higher strata. Now note what happens when any material law invasion in strontium A occurs as in prohibition. The effect is far beyond that particular strontium. For those in stratum B who have been looking to A for example and influence, naturally release the brakes on their conduct with the excuse of, look at so and so, he's an ideal American citizen, but is violating the prohibition law just as are thousands of others in his class. Thus does stratum B become less law-abiding than usual, and their lawless tendencies are emphasized. So it is with the other strata of our population, each justifying his lawless acts by the conduct of those in the stratum above him. Therefore, from center to circumference, is found the spirit of increased lawlessness, which we are hearing so much about. The misfortune is that instead of stopping with the 18th Amendment and the Volstead Act, this lawlessness permeates and contaminates the respect for other laws. This pronounced disrespect for law is invited by those statutes which even the best of our citizenry feel are interfering with their inalienable rights, privileges, and obligations. When our respected lawyers, bankers, and great manufacturers violate the country's laws, what can be expected of other strata in organized society? The moral is obvious. Avoid too hasty and radical constitutional law. Also, when a legislative blunder be discovered, let us seek to correct it before the majesty and security of all law are endangered. That is a saner and more patriotic course than to fanatically reject removing the error which is causing all the trouble. Okay, so I looked up the word again. I looked up the word stratum, and again these are layers in this complete circle, A, B, C, and D, stratum, and it's a part of a historical or sociological series representing a period or stage of development, a socio-economic level of society comprising persons of the same or similar status, especially regard to education and culture. So, strata of thought, the understanding of an ordered system, That is stratum. A. Stratum of law-abiding citizens. B. Stratum of people with lawless tendencies. C. Stratum of lawlessness. D. Stratum of criminals. How prohibition breeds lawlessness. So, and again, you can review that again by just repeating the video. And I will read this whole book, but it will take me quite some time. But that's the introduction. Okay, so I'm going to finish that right there. And then I want to do a monthly mystery. I'm going to do a monthly mystery box. Okay, and see the Circle K? I got this in the mail from Kmart. So they always had a monthly mystery box, and I'm just using their label there for the fun of this. And this will be the mystery box that I'll be presenting. It's a big box. And so I'm just going to tell you what I have in the box. So this is going to be a part of my program. I don't know if I'm going to do it every time I do a video. But, so, what did I pull out? Thank you, veteran. I'm sending you this card with my best wishes to let you know that I appreciate the sacrifices you made for our country. Thank you for protecting the freedom I enjoy. Thank you, veterans. Also, I have a little, I forget what this is called. What is this called? It is a fortune. It is a fortune, and you know, from the fortune cookies. And stubbornness is not a good virtue. And then again, everybody's home, and I picked out bicycle jumbo playing cards. And I put out the chessboard, and we're going to play chess. My family's going to play chess. Also, I have a mermaid to put in my display. And you know I work a lot with miniatures and so forth. And I put in the miniature book, The Wit and Wisdom of John F. Kennedy. And again, I read this in its entirety for everybody. And so that's what's in my mystery box. This is so much fun, and I'm learning a lot too, because I get to read these books and learn the words in the books and improve on my pronunciation, which I do have a signature way that I say words and pronounce words, and I have to work on that. And here's my new label, Celebrity, I picked this one out. I think I bought a blanket, and it's called Celebrity Home. So I watched on the regular Comcast television, Celebrity Homes, and I enter the contest on HGTV. But this really reminds me, I just finished the series Schitt's Creek, and I will tell you, being a person who's worked with theater groups and directing my own theater musical troupe, I will have to say I absolutely loved Schitt's Creek, SCHITT''S, and I loved all the characters. I thought they really worked well with each other. The storyboard that they followed was super duper, and I used to also practice with the group every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. For 3 years we would meet and practice Shakespeare and other play titles, such as, doing readings of Joan of Arc, and just having a good old time. And one of my favorite celebrity hymns is Frank Lloyd Wright. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and read. I wrote these 2 poems, and there's a variation in each one. Okay, so it's called Honey Bunny, Outdoor Whispers. And then I wrote it in 2 different ways. So I'll read each one, and then you can pick out which favorite is yours. Honey Bunny, Outdoor Whispers. Outdoor whispers of snowflakes falling, twirling to a spiritual dance. The outdoor silence of misty breezes allures me, awakening my spiritual senses, passed from generation to generation, even in the brisk, cold light of a January day. The crystal morning, as the snowflakes fall from pillow clouds, you can hear outdoor whispers. I love you, honey bunny. Okay, that's the first version. And the second version is Honey Bunny, Outdoor Whispers. Outdoor whispers of snowflakes falling, twirling to a spiritual dance. The outdoor silences of misty breezes allure, awaken my spiritual senses, pass from generation to generation, even in the brisk cold light of a January day. The crystal morning, as the snowflakes fall from the honey bunny pillow clouds, you can hear outdoor whispers. I love you. Woohoo! The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do smudging. Okay, so I wanted to say something about how first American traditional people are organized by their origins, and they're rooted in spirituality and the spiritual connection with human beings and the universe in a cycle respective rooted spiritual earth circle. What goes around comes around. It's a cyclic birth to death. And one of the fun things that I always talk about is that, why are we in such a rush? I'm on Indian time. And that means that the concept of time is frivolous. You know, we're on Indian time. We would never be late. We're on a worldly, universal time. And we're not on a schedule where we have to meet a deadline. We're on Indian time. So I'm going to light my smudge bowl, which is an abalone shell that I picked up from the Pacific Ocean in the Los Coronado Islands. And I'm going to light that. and then I'll say a prayer. So too bad you're not actually here, so you could